So that's why you're here. What do we know? What do you see? How do you feel about this kid who was the number 3 overall prospect in all of baseball?
First of all, that's very kind for Dan Feinstein
Well, I
to
call him Dave, didn't I?
include
Dan.
my name, especially in this process, because as a scout, it's an honor and a privilege to be a part of this type of exercise as a scout. In my 32 years as a scout, there are not many times that you get a call based on the information that you're able to provide for organization from what you've seen. Obviously, you've put in a report that speaks volumes, but when it's time to make a call, the people in charge, I have to pay homage to a group of guys that have worked very hard. It took a lot of people to make this decision. Sometimes they're made out of desire. Most of the time, they're made out of necessity. So it's probably a good time to talk about it now because there was a lot of emotions involved during the time of the trade. And I just want to congratulate everybody. But yeah, every year when I go out, it seems like there is one particular guy that stands out to me that I go, whoo wee. And typically he ends up being on the top of my list when the year or by the time that trade deadline gets there. And I think about the Bobby Witt Juniors, the Dela Cruzes of late, the Mike Trouts, the Jimmy Rollins, that just make you go, wow. And they do things that you can't really describe it. You need to see it. And you know how I told you about my receipts and my optometrist trips and stuff. I make sure that I see what I saw because you go back and you do your work. But when you talk about De Vries, we're talking about a talent. We're talking about a guy who has presence, skill, ability, love for the game, incredible instinct. 18 years old, playing like a man in a league with guys that are 3 or 4 years older than he is. And you're talking about a love for the game. How about a guy that gets traded on a Thursday night and asks, can he drive over to his new team so he can be in the lineup the next
Filled up the
day?
gas tank and was there ready to rock.
So there is nothing not to like. I'm not a projection guy on things that I can't see because I don't believe in make believe. But when you look at the body and you look at the host of tools and the skill set and the presence and the way that he goes about his work, I think was even more impressive to me because for a guy that has so much joy and youthfulness out on the field and bracing everybody, you could tell he loves being in the middle of everything. When you watch him go about his work, it's in a meticulous way. The ground balls, the way that he feels the ball, the way that he makes his touch throws. I mean, there is intention on being great with everything that he does, and you just don't see that in a young player. So um, the A's got a really good player that has an opportunity to be part of something real big that's growing. And as long as they continue to be able to acquire players like this, um, you'll take your chance. You got to sign a zillion of them to get one like this. And maybe this was 999, close to the next thing that's a zillion. So
His comp is what we've heard, Francisco Lindor, which is an incredible comp. Just when you watched him play and you say, okay, you threw out some guys out there who are Hall of Famers, guys who are all-stars, guys who are MVPs. What was exactly did you see as a switch hitter? Was it pop? Was it speed? What did you see that made you go, this guy's different?
first of all, on the speed, it's not a plush runner, but he plays faster than everybody else. And what I mean by that, instinctively, he'll make plays when you look up like Derek Jeter being in a place that you're looking at the guy that's making the play because you're not even thinking there's going to be a play here, and you look up, there's someone to make the play. And I saw this on a few occasions where he made plays that you can't coach. And his baseball IQ for a young player, I think the only thing that's going to make him better is the maturity. As far as hitting, he's a gap hitter with power. I mean, he'll get big. As one negative thing I had to say was one day in BP, I think a home run hitting contest got started somewhere within the group, and he started trying to leave like everybody else. And he had the ability to do it, but his balls was going off the fence. They weren't going over the fence. And he's not a guy that's going to give you that big uppercut swing and trying to create loft. He's short to the ball. He's got elite bat to ball, and he's got a little lift when he wants to. But I just think the only thing that can get in his way is somebody trying to change anything that he does. And I was overwhelmed. I enjoyed every single day going to the ballpark. I wish I had taken some pictures. There are some very nice gentlemen that work at the entrance for the media, older guys, and we talk every time I go there. And hey, Shooty, hey, what's going on, Will? And then so a couple of days I came in before the trade deadline. He said, "Oh, who are you after?" I said, "Just one guy." And I'm just kidding. So the next day I come in, it's like four of them. They start grabbing me, talking about, "Call the police. Call the police. You got us." Yeah, I did, man. It was great. But I enjoyed the hospitality there. Have a great ballpark there in Fort Wayne.
It
And
was the Padres High A.
yeah, and when I tell you this, when when the call was made to find out where I was and what we were going to do, just for all scouts, man. I mean, I feel you. You go all year long. You put in reports. You may not be part of. I was fortunate enough. This is the organization I was covering at this level, so I had a little more familiarity. So there was some emphasis. But we've got guys in the front office that go and get detail and stuff that you don't get in the computer. And you also have guys like when you start talking about finding someone to talk to in the Dominican Republic and what kind of kid this was, you can't find that in the computer. So it's wholesale. It takes a host of people to get a guy like this, and the players we gave up, man, nobody wanted to do that, but it had to be done.